Happy Saturday, members of the Altcoin Buzz Army. Hope you're having a great weekend so far. And there's a lot of positive news to discuss, actually. We have more all-time highs to discuss when it comes to VeChain, when it comes to THETA. We have other projects that are also performing really well, even despite the fact that maybe they're not at an all-time high. Ethereum ETFs are just popping up everywhere. We have multiple Ethereum ETFs to discuss out of Canada. They're multiplying like rabbits. Coinbase is taking advantage of that, offering some important functionality that we'll be discussing. We have a major YouTube superstar, Mr. Beast, who's officially supporting a project that we've been covering lately, AIOZ. We'll discuss that. We'll discuss DAFI protocol. Firo, which was formerly known as ZCoin, has some major updates we have to talk about. Uniqly, which we covered recently, has been added to CoinGecko. That project is soaring. We also have some Cartesi news. It feels good. It feels good. We're at a time right now when so many of these projects and so many of these initiatives that we've been covering are kind of coming into their own, and it's extremely satisfying to see. I'm sure it's extremely satisfying to many of you all members of the Altcoin Buzz Army that have been along for the ride. So guys, if you like this kind of content, Bitcoin, blockchain, cryptocurrency, altcoins, of course, be sure to like and subscribe to Altcoin Buzz. It seems that lately no day is complete without a discussion of VeChain's latest all-time high. VET right now up over 32% on the day, 22.7 cents. But its all-time high was actually, I would say, considerably higher, about 20% higher, actually, as you can see here, according to CoinGecko.com. Its official all-time high, according to their data, 27.2 cents. That was set about 12 hours ago. So we're actually now coming up very closely to the projections that we made in our Trade Signals Telegram group. You guys can always check out that group. It's pinned as the top comment below. You can also check out the video, should be above me right now, that we released, 2 or 3, maybe 4 days ago, VET price predictions and projections based on Fibonacci analysis, where we think in the short term the price of VET was headed. Spoiler alert, the real life price of VET is following just about to a T where we thought it would. So it's actually moving a little bit faster than we thought it would. We're gonna have to come out with a part 2 very soon. But congratulations to all the VET holders. I still contend that right now it's still a sleeping giant given its use cases, its versatility. Still, a large project, $14.2 billion market cap. But there's a lot more potential here, to be sure. THETA Network is another one that we're celebrating right now. Down a little bit off the recent all-time high, but still $13.36. It hit THETA, that is a new all-time high of $15.72. So we're down just about 16% right now off of that all-time high, which was set 24 hours ago at the time of this recording. Again, $15.72. Another juggernaut here of an altcoin at $13.2 billion. I think THETA, personally speaking, just my subjective opinion, not financial advice, but I think THETA still has a lot of room to grow. THETA had made a lot of headway recently, and it had risen up in the ranks, but actually check this out. I thought this was quite interesting. The whole landscape has changed now. Dogecoin, of course, yesterday breaking into the top 10 here, currently at number 8, so it dropped a couple of pegs. Dogecoin down about 26% since yesterday's all-time highs, but you have now Uniswap and Chainlink that have been kicked out of the top 10. VeChain blasting all the way up to number 13. It was quite a bit higher until recently, and THETA unfortunately dropping a couple of spots despite those recent all-time highs. So that's I suppose, the entertaining thing about the altcoin space is that it's always dynamic, right? It's never static, it's never stagnant. Things are always moving and changing, and positions are always being swapped out. So personally, I like that. It's great to see. It keeps things fun and interesting. We don't have an all-time high exactly to celebrate here, but I do want to give kudos to Tron. It's just been a steady performer. People love to beat up on Tron. They love to crap on TRX. And I'm not saying it's my favorite altcoin in the world. So, before you get too flustered, maybe you don't like Tron, and maybe there are some relatively justifiable reasons there. But I do have to point out the performance of TRX. It's up another 13% on the day. Right now, 16.7 cents. Still way off of its all-time high because, of course, that was set years ago now. Over 3 years ago, its all-time high was 23.1 cents. But we're only 28% off of that all-time high. So we're within, 6 or 7 cents right now, maybe 5 or 6 cents actually. So I wouldn't be surprised, not financial advice, but I wouldn't be surprised if we do see another all-time high relatively soon for TRX. All right, with that, let's get into the news. Elon trades here with this observation on Twitter. It's only a matter of time until Mr. Beast's 50 million subscribers find out he's invested in AIOZ, a blockchain media platform. As we're going to see in just a second, it's actually more than 50 million. This guy is a behemoth. So, quoting here, Campbell at CryptoCam10. Let's connect a few dots. Quote, celebrity exclusive content on AIOZ with Mr. Beast. As an early investor who has over 50 million subscribers on YouTube, Mr. Beast built his empire on giving back to the community. Why does that matter? Well, it kind of ties in pretty organically to the mission of this project. AIOZ allows you to get paid for watching content. If you guys have not checked out our previous coverage of AIOZ from, I guess, about a couple weeks ago now, check it out. I'll include a card above that you can click on to check out that video. We think that AIOZ has a pretty bright future for a lot of reasons that we break down in the video here. Let's take a look at this here. This is what's being quoted, I suppose. AIOZ Network will be building the proprietary OTT platform for the media content owners as a freemium technique, free to use for media owners. Pay to our AIOZ Network nodes to play media, celebrities posting exclusive content on AIOZ.tube mainnet, which will be revamped in due course. Notable Forbes A-list and influential businesses investing and acting as advisors for the AIOZ network. And on that note here, we're taking a look at this article on medium.com. This is actually from a couple weeks ago, the 6th of April. AIOZ network, meet our early backers. So for a little bit of context, AIOZ network, as they write, is an ambitious project, and there are many moving pieces and parties that have different roles in our ecosystem, from our team and dApp creators to the edge node operators and community members. AIOZ should be seen as we and not they. We're all AIOZ. Okay, a little bit of marketing there, whether you like that or not is up to you. But here are some of the early backers, a pretty distinguished list, including Mr. Beast. Let's read through this. So Jimmy Donaldson, or Mr. Beast, as we all know him, is one of the biggest YouTubers in the world, with more than 53 million subscribers and many millions more spread across his sub-channels. So things like Mr. Beast Gaming, for example. I think he may have one or two others. He's one of the most influential entertainers in the world right now, and his talents and wits spread beyond the entertainment industries and into the world of philanthropy, where he invests in up-and-coming entertainers and startups. Don't forget, he had that different initiatives such as the tree planting campaign. I think that happened last year. A lot of giving back on Mr. Beast's channel, I have to say. He's not really the most materialistic person in the world, to his credit. Like he brings in a huge sums of money and seemingly gives back or gives away just as much of it. So that's, an excellent backer to have. And for whatever reason, I think like this is a known kind of story. This has been established, it's been verified, but the world, like he hasn't advertised, Mr. Beast that is, hasn't really advertised his involvement with AIOZ a whole lot just yet. I think as that happens, the world is going to really wake up to this project in a good way. There are also a lot of big media backers, and then according to them, when we say big, we mean big. Several companies from traditional and new media have invested in AIOZ. That's, I guess, for us to decide when they're finally revealed. You can read more about AIOZ here. I'll link to all of this, of course, in the description below. All right, we have some good news out of the True North Strong and Free, my home country of Canada. We have approved not one, but two Ethereum ETFs in just one day. So the approval comes just 2 months after Canada approved its first Bitcoin ETF. Things are moving pretty quickly here. So Purpose Investments and CI Global Asset Management both received approval to launch an exchange-traded fund, or an ETF, in Canada that offers exposure to Ether. Purpose, you may have heard of, is the manager of Purpose Ether ETF and Ether Capital Corporation. They're going to consult. The ETH will be kept in cold storage, with Gemini acting as the sub-custodian and CIBC Mellon Global Securities acting as the fund administrator. You may have heard about Gemini, perhaps on Twitter or elsewhere, discussing this, kind of celebrating this milestone, which is an important one. I like it. Not one, but two. Of course, Ethereum performing very nicely. Actually, right now, just under $2,400, but who cares? It's still basically an all-time high territory. So down slightly on the day. But if we go back and we do confirm with certainty its new all-time high, so that was officially achieved, I guess, about a day ago, so which means a little over 24 hours ago. We're only 5% off of that all-time high mark, which was officially $2,544.30. So $2,544.30. Again, that was set yesterday on the 16th of April. I don't know what the United States is doing, but you have all of these other countries all across the world, including my own, that are issuing not one, but multiple ETFs, in this case for Ethereum. We already have Bitcoin ETFs here in Canada. Other countries like Brazil have their own Bitcoin ETFs. And if the SEC just continues to drag their feet, business is going to go elsewhere, right? Business is like water. It flows, investments flow. They take the path of least resistance. And so the SEC can, continue to be stubborn about this, but I don't think that's going to bode well for them or for the United States in the long term. These are inevitabilities that we're talking about, these ETFs. That being said, I do think that the SEC will get its act together, of course, with their new commissioner, who's very crypto friendly. Is it the commissioner or the chairman? I forget the exact title, but the new head honcho is, by all accounts, somebody that's extremely pro-crypto, pro-blockchain. So I do think we're going to start, seeing some movement soon, especially now. I think the fire has been lit with other countries like Canada and Brazil kind of getting ahead of the game here. And I think the US will want to establish, not dominance, but they're going to want to position themselves a little bit more strategically. They don't want to have all these other countries racing ahead of them in this regard. Coinbase is reminding us that when it comes to Ethereum, they have some great functionality that you should be aware of. So ETH2 staking has begun. Coinbase started allowing customers off the waitlist to earn up to 6% APR on their Ethereum. If you haven't already, join the waitlist so you can start staking soon. This to me is pretty brilliant. I guess they timed this kind of to be roughly in sync with their IPO, which happened earlier in the week, of course. But Coinbase is not the most highly functional exchange. It's probably the worst exchange if you look at Binance and Kraken and KuCoin and Huobi and OKX and others. Coinbase is the worst in terms of the number of projects that they list, in terms of the functionality, in terms of the trading functionality that you can execute. Coinbase is terrible when it comes to that, but it is a gateway drug. It is kind of that easy platform that a lot of people use. 56 million, was it? 57 million people, clients. And so for that many people, for that broad user base, staking functionality when it comes to Ethereum is huge. You guys can check this out here. This has been updated actually yesterday. So join the waitlist for Ethereum 2.0 staking rewards on Coinbase. Update as of yesterday, Ethereum 2.0 staking has begun. Customers will be notified when they have been moved off the waitlist and can start earning up to 6% APR in rewards. The waitlist remains open for those who have not yet joined. Very cool indeed. Kudos to Coinbase, and I mean that genuinely. DAFI protocol is in the news. The first DAFI synthetic product will be launched this month, and it's going to enable users to create D tokens from existing crypto assets, which are tied to each network's individual demand. The start is on. If you guys haven't checked out our recent-ish video put out about 4, maybe 5 weeks ago on DAFI, check it out. Here's the thumbnail above. I'll also include a card that should be popping up right about now. I can also link to that in the description below. You can read more about this story here on dafiprotocol.medium.com. DAFI product launch. They're also in the news here, not only once, but twice. We're excited to announce that we've partnered with Tidal Finance. This partnership will integrate D-token rewards into the cross-chain Tidal DeFi insurance protocol for better user and adoption. And you guys can read about that update here. DAFI partners with Tidal Finance. This from a couple of days ago. Firo is in the news in a pretty big way. So Firo is the project formerly known as ZCoin. Their Twitter handle is Firo.org. That's Firoorg. This is important. So it's a new mandatory software update. Firo version 0.14.6.0. You can check out the information here on GitHub. It's all available. I will link to this in the description below. They ask you to please update before the hard fork scheduled at block 365,544, which is happening roughly on the 22nd of April at 2 p.m. UTC. So that's still about 5 or so days away. Patched Lelantis and extensive hardening measures are being implemented. For more information, you can check out this piece here on Firo.org. Again, new mandatory update, Firo version 0.1.4.6.0. This is a mandatory update. Please update before the 22nd of April. Uniqly is in the news here. Uniqly.io on Twitter. You can follow them at Uniqly_IO. A quick sneak peek from the backstage of our first NFT non-fungible token t-shirt drop is here at 5 p.m. CET on the 18th of April this year. That's tomorrow at the time of this recording. They're going to announce the date of our NFT t-shirt drop landing page. So that's one good piece of news for Uniqly. Again, you can check out the video that we made recently, Robert's video on Uniqly and everything that they're bringing to the market, all their vision of NFTs and the very bright future that that sector as well as they both have. You can also check out this news here, UNIQ. So that's the token. UNIQ in the last 24 hours is going like this. $28 million in volume. They've also been listed on CoinGecko. We're going to take a look at that in just a second. Top one trending on Dex Tools app, listed on the first CEX Bilexi exchange, reached 10,000 plus followers on Twitter and times 25 at the peak from the last public sale price. Not too bad. So you guys, as per this tweet, you can check them out on coingecko.com. Currently priced at $4.18. That is up over 16% on the day, with an all-time high right now that occurred just yesterday, $5.23. Here's that video that I was alluding to a second ago. You can check out Robert's piece here. I'll link to this as well in the description below. Uniqly brings NFTs to life as physical assets. So it's that idea that you have NFTs that can be converted into physical realities and vice versa. Something that's physical, something that's memorable. Robert gave the example of, let's say you catch the winning home run baseball in a World Series like Game 7 or something. If you catch that in your baseball mitt, that's something that can be immortalized. It's a physical object, but it represents a moment in time. You can convert that with the services of Uniqly into an NFT and monetize it if you so choose, or just hold on to it. The choice is yours. So check that out, guys. I'll link to all this in the description below. Finally, to end things for today, we're discussing Cartesi project. So that's the Twitter handle at Cartesi project. We're currently working on bringing Descartes rollups to the testnet. This will usher in a new era for Cartesi as we enable smart contracts to be coded directly with mainstream software, bringing the next million developers to blockchain. Stay tuned, CTSI. A lot of you guys have been asking for a more in-depth either price examination or kind of overview video of Cartesi project, because in a lot of ways they're a contender and a very serious altcoin that we certainly have our eyes on. So we're going to be working that as per your requests. That is about it for today, everybody. So much happening in this space. As such, I encourage you to keep checking into all the regular social media channels, as well as our website. It is altcoinbuzz.io. Like, subscribe, share, hit the bell to receive notifications if you enjoyed today's video. None of this is financial advice. As you guys know, we don't offer financial or investment advice, but I do wish you all the very best of luck. Very genuinely, by the way, if you do choose to invest. Never invest more than you're willing to lose completely. If it goes to zero, you gotta be comfortable with that, right? But best of luck if you do choose to invest. Stay safe, everybody. Enjoy your weekend. And as always, we do hope to see you again soon in our next video. Take care.